NASA has its eyes set for deep space exploration. The problem, however, is that it takes an extremely long time to go anywhere past the moon. Going to Mars takes around 6 to 9 months, depending on a number of different factors and the engines used. That last part is the key. This is why NASA and DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, is looking to develop superior engines to the chemical ones we currently use. The partnership program is called DRACO, or Demonstration Rocket for Agile Cislunar Operations. The main goal will be to create a rocket that will be ready in 2027 that will utilize nuclear engines. NASA is in charge of the engines and nuclear power, while DARPA is in charge of the spacecraft. The engines of the spacecraft will be nuclear thermal powered. The way this works is that the nuclear reactor generates an insane amount of heat by splitting atoms in a reaction known as fission. This heat is then used to vaporize a liquid which is then ejected out of the rocket. The liquid chosen for the spacecraft is liquid hydrogen. As expected, this engine generates radioactive materials, so the reactor will not be activated unless it is well in orbit. For even more safety measures, the orbit will be high enough so that if the rocket loses power and is no longer functioning, it will remain in a high enough orbit so that by the time it naturally crashes on Earth, the nuclear waste would have been decayed into a stable element. This is estimated to be at a 700-kilometer orbit and would take 300 years. For reference, the International Space Station is at about 400 kilometers. Phase 2 is already underway, which includes all of the main critical design reviews. The companies who were awarded contracts to build these are Lockheed Martin and BWX Technologies. It is believed that a nuclear rocket will cut the time to Mars in half. Not only is this an amazing feat considering a 6-month journey now only takes 3 months, but the return trip is also minimized. Astronauts will be exposed to less radiation and other dangers in space. After the Artemis moon missions in the 2020s, NASA hopes that this rocket will be available in the 2030s for their planned Mars missions.